What's up, you guys? This is Fang/Revere here, coming at you with a new video. And in today's video, this is another installment of my Friday Real Talk series. Um, this one is going to be another doozy. It's not going to be as depressing as the last two were. Well, correction, the first two were. But this one is definitely going to be a bit more of event slash explaining things. So, get some snacks. This is probably going to be a good one. So, yeah. In this one, I'm going to be discussing the positive impacts that having this gaming laptop is going to do for my channel and my streaming career. And what led to me finally getting this, and what took me so long of getting it. Well, let's go back 3 years ago. 3 years ago was still when a certain thing was around. And so, as people know, I got my desktop back in either 2020 or 2021. I can't remember when. Or it might have been 2022. I don't remember. But all of a sudden I had to stop using it because we were going to be doing something down in the room that it's at. And I had to disconnect all the wires from it. Not the inside wires, more of the stuff that powers it on the outside, like the HDMI cable for the monitor and the freaking power cord and I had to switch it off. And I had this gut feeling that if I did this, I probably wouldn't be on it for a while. Well, 1 year turned to 2 years, and then 2 years turned to 3 years, and here we are. I still haven't been on my desktop in who knows how long, and I had this nice desk for it, and I haven't been able to put it up because we've been busy trying to get our feet, we've been trying to get back on our feet because of the grief and all that. So that's a slow, annoying progress. So then what happened was, during when my dad and my sister had COVID, I wasn't able to be down in the basement where my old computer was because of the fact that that was where my dad was, and I did not want to get it for obvious reasons. So both me and my girlfriend / my editor came up with this process of I don't want to use my iPad to record my voice, and then she can record everything else from her end, and then also record my voice coming through her desktop audio coming from her OBS. And it worked. And honestly, it worked very well. It was very limiting. I wasn't able to do really anything, in terms of big and grand, but I was able to at least put out videos. And then finally, once everything health-wise with my dad and my sister improved, and we took care of certain things in regards to that, obviously I wasn't able to be back on my PC, and then eventually I got my desktop, my newer desktop that Mizu helped me get. Well, I wasn't able to really be on that thing as much as I wanted to. I did do videos on it when I was on it, obviously, but I wasn't really able to really enjoy it. Like, I still haven't used the built-in Elgato. So then what happened was, when that whole thing happened in 2022, to where I wasn't able to be on it for about 3 years, I had to go back to the iPod. I mean, not the iPod, the iPad system that we came up with. And then during the last year or so, I was starting to get really fed up. I felt like my videos went from being more about quality than quantity to being about quantity than quality because I was trying to keep my channel afloat. And we tried doing fundraisers to help me raise a laptop. They failed. Doesn't surprise me. Even when we were raising money for the desktop, it failed, but it all worked out in the end. Um, because there were bigger projects I wanted to do. There were certain videos I wanted to do. Especially with me getting more involved with TikTok, I wanted to see if there was a way I could record a TikTok video off my computer. Because it's more easier, it makes sense. Especially when you have Rocksmith 2014. It just made sense to me, especially since with TikTok I'm able to explore my more musical side than I can on YouTube and Twitch with how weird they are towards it. So, and plus there's even bigger projects that I wanted to do too. Like I wanted to, do some VTubing. I wanted to, you know, do sprite animations and voice act them and do regular animations and voice act them and start working on my show. But I wasn't able to because, again, I felt extremely limited. I missed playing my Steam games too. Because I have games on my Steam that I don't have on any other console. So it just became a big headache. And it got to the point to where like I just got fed up to the point like I mean obviously as you guys know, I went through about a week or like a few weeks there to where I wasn't recording at all. And that's because I didn't feel like it. It felt more like a pain in my butt to me to just use my iPad. Because of the limitations I was feeling. And even though that it works, I will definitely be only using it for a last resort. Again, for sure. And hopefully, knock on wood, that doesn't happen. And, Babe, bless her heart, she kept, she was hearing me vent and complain about it and God knows what else. And, she was actually saving up for a laptop for me. But I knew with how I was feeling, like I was honestly ready to quit because I felt like I wasn't able to do what I needed to do. And this whole thing has taught me one thing. I'm not tired of recording. I'm not tired of streaming. I'm tired of jumping over hoops in order to get to where I need to be. I work. I think there's no. I think there's no question that I work very hard on my channel. I do 5 days a week uploads, and then I do basically a week worth of streams. I even have the schedule for both my YouTube and my Twitch now to where I'll stream certain days on one day. I'll stream how many days on one platform and then stream the rest of them on the other platform. So like 3 days on YouTube, 3 days on Twitch, and then with that final day, I could alternate. But now with me being back on my laptop, I can actually use that that program that allows you to stream on both now, to where I don't have to do that now. And unfortunately there are games I am still needing to beat on PlayStation that I started streaming, like Pac-Man World, which is another reason why I need to get back on my desktop, because I can easily just take my PS5 downstairs, hook it up. I can even, you know, have a second monitor on that desk because it's long enough. It's a nice lengthy desk. Um, and you guys might hear a dog in the background who's streaming. So so there are certain things with my desktop I can't do with my laptop, which is why I know I'm gonna have to upgrade. Well, not upgrade. I'm gonna have to buy certain things I need, so this way I can keep doing what I need to do. I'll get more into that by. I'll be getting more into that after how I explained everything worked out with Game This. So I had a pretty emotional birthday week. Um, November was just emotional for me. I was just really missing my mom and missing two of my dogs, and just overall, with everything else going on in my life too, I just was just feeling low. And my birthday was great, super chilled, super relaxed. Um, and then Thanksgiving was super chilled, super relaxed. It was great because both me and my sister, we actually built we have these Piranha Plant Legos that she got for both of us, and so we built them, and it was super fun. And then Friday we went Black Friday shopping, and one of the places that we went to, we always get our electronics and furniture from them, just because we've been a customer for so long through them that um they actually give us some discounts and they will work with us and all that. And not only that too, but we have to go there anyways because we have to get this candy that they give out too, which is some good candy. Just so you guys don't know, is that one of my favorite candy is actually chocolate covered pretzels. um, so if I ever get a PO box ever made up for myself, don't be afraid to send me some chocolate covered pretzels, or like if I ever do like a Amazon thing that you guys can gift me stuff from Amazon or something like that. Don't be don't be afraid of sending me some chocolate covered pretzels. um, because of what I do with my freezer. There are certain candies I love to freeze. Reese's being another one. Um, so we go in there. I'm looking around. He hands us the flower, and I noticed that they were having gaming laptops in sale. And so I worked up the courage. I asked my dad if I could get a gaming laptop, and at first I was gonna get this one, but then the guy working there was like, "Do you want this one or I have another one?" And it was the one I currently have, which is a Alienware. Um, because in all honesty, I was okay with just getting a stock one, even though I know he probably custom made this one. He probably custom this one. Um, I didn't care if I got something custom ordered. to be honest with you, I just wanted a gaming laptop so this way I can play my PC games and all that. Like, I wasn't going to be picky. I mean, obviously, I wanted something, good, not crappy, but, I didn't, I wasn't, I was okay with not going the same avenue like I did with my desktop. Um, and I saw that, and then, after a bit, you know, we got it. And and funny enough, my dad was like, this is part of your Christmas. This is part of your Christmas. I was like, I'm fine with that because I've been needing a game laptop anyways, which is true. And there were some other things that speedball from that. I'll get more into that in a future installment that I've planned. Um, just a little warning in this future installment, there might be a tad bit of religion in it. Well, mainly my beliefs. So just a little warning on that. Um, and then I was super happy. I was ready to come home and get this thing set up, and then I was reminded, you got to let this warm up. I was like, okay. So it took tons of hours, and I knew that before I could actually, sink my teeth into what this laptop can do, I knew that I had to download everything that I needed. So like Steam, Apple Music. I need my music, guys. I'm download a browser I've been wanting to use to check out, which is Opera, Steam, you name it, and it's been nice. It's been nice. I'm glad I finally have one, and it's actually a pretty nice, good size. The one that I used to have of a gaming laptop was super huge. It was a huge beast, but I think it was because of the time, um, because the actual chassis of the laptop, I think at the time was still pretty new, so like they were still trying to figure it out on how to make a. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they did have more slimline models than this one, but the one we had was big, and because of how big it was heavy. So what happened was the reason why I stopped using it was because it slipped in my hand and it just broke. Did not make me feel good because I love that thing. Yes, desktops are way better than laptops. But I think, in all honesty, I think it's good to have both because I can have, while I'm on my desktop, I can have this downstairs. I can use this as a second screen or we chat. I can. There's so much I can do, you guys, now with this laptop. It is gonna be making things so much more easier for me. And I've actually been enjoying recording videos again. And I'm not sure if I said this in this take or an older take, but I've even played around with this webcam feature that, this built-in webcam, and I actually recorded this test video of me play my bass on Rocksmith. I played through Smooth Criminal by Michael Jackson, and then Human Nature by Michael Jackson. I've been in a weird Christmas music slash, Michael Jackson, the Jackson 5, the Jacksons, the Temptations type mood. Um, and and it worked great. Although I still got to figure out a way to where my voice can be heard. I know that there's a way to do that. Um, because you know I've been exploring my more musical side on TikTok. So, because, YouTube and Twitch is weird, I might have already said it or not. um, and that's another thing too, is that eventually I will buy myself a better webcam for my desktop, and I might see if there's a way I could possibly send this in after a while to maybe get it upgraded with like the nerve parts and all that, and a better webcam and all that. Um, and one other thing I want to get is I want to see if they make like a smaller Elgato capture card that doesn't take up much space versus the actual main one. Just so this way too, like I can take it with me. Even if I have to get the standard one, that's fine too. But I do know I need to get one just in case I decide to record when I'm like uh at my sister's and brother-in-law's house for like multiple days again. For like weeks again. Um, Ever since my mom passed away, I haven't been able to do that because of, you know, they need my help with the dogs, and before, my mom and my sister would have the system set up. And so, yeah, that's pretty much it. So, I'm very thankful. This is a amazing, useful Christmas present. Um, but yeah, you guys, let me know what you think. I'm sorry if I sound scatterbrained. There's been a lot going on behind the scenes. So yeah, if you're new here, definitely make sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week. Later, guys.